Hi everybody! I see that we've got some people who have joined us. My name is Dee and I have prepared this lesson for you so that you can start your journey of improving your English with me online. I'm sorry that we're starting later. It took me 30 minutes to fix my silly problem with the Twitch platform. It's my first time streaming here. Prior to this experience, I used other platforms to stream my lessons. So yeah, this one was a bit complicated. Anyway, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions first. Who are you? Could you tell me about your name, the location, where you're from, maybe what mood you're in? Because the only thing that I can imagine is just a person sitting in front of the computer, because Twitch doesn't allow me to see your faces. I can only guess what you look like. So I would really appreciate it if you could tell me how I could address you, where you're from, how you're feeling today. It could be done through the chat. For example, you could write something like, my name is Dee, I'm currently in Spain, and I'm in a good mood, relatively. I'm a little bit stressed because of the delay, but I'm in a good mood. So while you're writing this, I'm going to tell you more things about myself. So I am an English teacher with about 9 years of experience, and I got certified by Cambridge not long ago. It's been about 4 years since I got this certificate from Cambridge, but before that I was teaching also in different language schools, academies all over the world, but more intuitively. So the Cambridge certificate made my teaching a little bit more structured, I would say, or more systemic. I'm also a YouTuber because during the pandemic I had a lot of free time, and some students of mine told me that they couldn't afford classes with me anymore because of the crisis. So that's why I decided to create some free content on YouTube where I could create my online community of English learners. There's also a word, polyglot. Probably some of you know that polyglot means that it's a person who speaks a bunch of languages. So I speak 6 languages and I am passionate about foreign languages. I spend a lot of hours bettering my skills in different foreign languages. Also, I'm a team coach. That's another profession that I have apart from being an English teacher. I see it as my mission to bring some deep and honest communication to the corporate world and bring awareness and happiness to the cold corporate culture. And I am an expat living in Spain. So these are a bunch of facts about me. Now I'm going to check the chat and see what you guys have written. So we've got a Gonzalo from Burgos, Spain. He's in a calm mood, listening to you and sitting with my cat. Great. My name is Edison. I'm from Neiva, Colombia. I'm quite excited about this lesson. I'm listening to you and catching up with some work from school. Great. And Mariam says, hi teacher. So why am I here? Why am I on Twitch? Basically, I had this idea of creating a course for the students who are preparing for the first Cambridge exam or for TOEFL or IELTS, because I saw that YouTube is overloaded with amazing content that is quite random, I would say. You can watch some videos and learn something about modal verbs, about different tenses, about vocabulary, but there isn't a course that students can actually follow and feel their progress and apply for an exam and get a certificate. So that's why I thought it would be a challenge for me, but I also find it inspiring and exciting to design a free course for the B2 students, and in the future I could also do one for C1 students. And of course, one of my goals is to create a community of English learners so that they feel support any time of the day for me and from other students in this community. And I also organize speaking classes on Zoom. And let me show you what my idea is. There is some general content that is seen in different levels. So in order to say that you are a confident B2 user of English, you are expected to know this much grammar. So you're supposed to be really confident when using all the 12 tenses. You're expected to use modal verbs correctly, passive voice, passive causative, and everything else that you see in the list. Apart from grammar, you're also expected to talk quite eloquently about the following topics, as you see: traveling, education, work, money, time, hobbies and free time, health, food, relationships, crime, describing people, nature, and many other topics. So my idea is to dedicate some time to grammar, some time to vocabulary in every meeting that we have here on Twitch. And what I really appreciate about this platform is that there is a chat where you can talk to me, ask me, you can even stop me by sending some messages like SOS, please help, I don't understand what you're saying. I can always pause myself and just elaborate on something in more detail. So this is pretty much my idea. I'm thinking about doing it twice a week if everything goes really well and I see that there is demand, there is need. What do you think is the topic of today's lesson, judging by the picture? Send me your ideas in the chat. Free time activities. Yeah, I thought this would be a good way to start our lessons. It would be great to get to know each other a little bit and talk about free time or leisure activities that we do as hobbies. So what are your hobbies, people? What do you do in your free time? This pandemic, I'm sure, has given you a lot of free time to try out something new. I've just realized we've got 46 viewers. Are you kidding me? Seriously, people? Okay, playing paddle tennis. I know paddle tennis because I live in Spain, but a lot of people from other countries might not recognize this sport. Google it, it's really exciting. It's like tennis, but you can also use the walls to help you bounce the ball. It's fun. It's also one of my hobbies. Then somebody says, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, documentaries, and listen to music or podcasts about history. Wow, that's exciting. Sounds like you're boosting your knowledge constantly. That's admirable. Going out with my friends. However, yeah, in the pandemic, it's a bit more challenging. Absolutely. What I do now is I organize meetups on Zoom with a cup of coffee with friends of mine. Yeah, tennis in a box. That is a really good explanation of paddle tennis. All right. I have prepared a vocabulary quiz. I thought we could use this quizzes platform. Let me check if the link works. And we could do this quiz together. If you haven't logged in, you could do it with us meanwhile. So the first question is, what is this hobby called? You've got about 15 seconds to click on the right answer. I see that 5 people have chosen ice skating. Great. Let's move on to the next question. We have 8 people now. So full question view. What about this activity? What is it called? The leader of the board is Hammertheon. Congratulations. Next question. What's this? What is this called? Five seconds. Hammertheon, you're nailing it. What is this hobby called? Vaca gloriosa, that's right. You got it correctly. There is a link up above that you can click and you will get into the game. Good job, everybody. You seem quite advanced. You know all of these words. Choose the right name of this hobby. Fair, you are leading now. Pottery, wow, congratulations, everyone. Next. What is this? Fair is still in the lead. That's right. So I thought this would be tricky. So this is knitting. Sewing is done with a needle. It's really tiny. It's really, really thin. And with threads. I'm going to show you that photo once again, once we're done with the quiz. So yeah, that's the difference between knitting and sewing. Next question. Fair, again, you're in the lead. So the majority of you have said juggling, and that's true. So you can juggle oranges, you can juggle balls, you can juggle little kittens. I'm joking, no. You can juggle only circular, round things. Throwing balls would be appropriate, but throwing means that you actually like take an object and you throw it or you launch it somewhere. In this case, it's juggling. Reaction training would also be great, but yeah, this is a specific word. And we're going to continue with some vocabulary. Good job, everybody. I'm actually positively surprised that you knew most of the words. Congratulations. Javi Panero Segundo, yeah, congrats. We've got some verbs that we use to talk about our hobbies. They are quite easy. You've heard them. You probably heard them when you were like 5 or 6 years old when you started learning English. I like something. I enjoy something. My hobbies are, and I love something. We have a message in the chat. Yes, I can speak Spanish. In case you have doubts, I can always clarify something for you in Spanish. Also, I speak German, Turkish, Russian. So yeah, if I can help you, I'll be more than happy. So let's do a mini quiz. Do you know these expressions? These expressions can be used to make your speech a little bit more advanced when you talk about your hobbies, about things that you love doing. So we have be interested. You can write in the chat number 1 and the preposition that we use. So do we say I'm interested at, in, on, about? What preposition do you use with interested? Number 1, in, yes. Careful, user teached one. It's not interesting, it's interested. Because I am, for example, an interesting person. I am interesting for others because it's easy for me to communicate and I've got some stories. The book is interesting, but we're interested in certain things. Interested. Number 2, keen. Wow, Mariam has already done all of them. You're fast. Keen on, that's right. So we say, I'm keen on photography. I'm keen on music. So keen on would be plus noun or gerund. You probably know this word gerund, right? A verb with ing. The same with interested. So yeah, I'm fond of. You can say I'm fond of somebody, means that you like them. that you're fond of music, you're fond of cinema, or you're fond of going for a walk or for a hike. How about 4? Passionate. What is the preposition that we use with passionate? I am also really fond of coffee. In fact, I have a cup of coffee here with me. Passionate about, that's right. I'm really passionate about languages. He's passionate about working out. Again, a noun or a gerund. And number 5, the word avid. Somebody's saying, I joined Twitch because of your channel. To be honest, thank you very much for joining Twitch and joining my platform. I have never used Twitch before. I'm not a gamer, to be honest, but I thought I could create an educational channel that people can benefit from. So avid plus noun. You could be an avid reader. You could be an avid surfer. It means that you really like doing something. So could you write an example in the chat box? Thank you for this idea. I'm going to start creating polls in the chat. Yeah, I just have to get more comfortable with Twitch. In fact, I started later today because my webcam didn't work and then I couldn't share the screen. So I'm going to improve my Twitch performance step by step. So write in the chat box some examples with avid something. For example, I am an avid language learner. That's right, talented or good at. I see that comment by Teached. I'm an avid reader. Yes, that's right. Somebody's writing, are you a Spanish teacher? Are you Spanish? No, I'm not Spanish. Even though you're not a gamer, maybe we could play Pinturia. Yes, sure. Pinturia is a wonderful game where we can draw stuff and we can guess what the themes are. So as soon as I feel more comfortable with streaming, I'm gonna be more creative and I will make more suggestions. So interested in, keen on, fond of, passionate about, avid something. Some other expressions that we use in the upper intermediate or advanced level when we talk about our hobbies are I am into something. For example, you could say I am into sports, a fan of. I'm a fan of horror movies. Or I'm a fan of paddle tennis. Mad about means I am passionate about, and I'm crazy about also means passionate about. I hope you're taking notes because I would say that it's a bit pointless to learn vocabulary only visually. It makes more sense to actually jot some things down and revise the new vocabulary from time to time. Now, what kind of person are you? We're going to take a look at some vocabulary that is used to talk about people, but in a more fun way. Of course, you can say this person is sociable, this person likes video games, or this person likes sports. But there are some other cool expressions that native speakers use when they talk about people. So in the chat, you can match the expression with the image. For example, number 1, A, number 2, A. So let's start. You can do it at your own pace. Meanwhile, I'll be reading the chat. I think she's Russian. Wow, congratulations. I was born in Russia, that's true. Then I lived in the United States for some time. I lived in Germany, in Turkey. I lived in England and in Cyprus. So now I'm living in Spain. I'm crazy about horror films. I feel like a lot of people are obsessed with horror films. Me too. It looks great. I'm going to follow you. Hope you enjoy being a streamer. See you soon, Shura. Thank you, Shur. So 1D, couch potato, that's right. It's a person that doesn't do much sport and spends a lot of time on the sofa watching movies. Do we have any couch potatoes here? Number 2, C, gamer, okay. That's right. So instead of saying he enjoys playing video games, you can say he's a total gamer. Wow, too many countries. Yeah, I have lived all over the place, but I found my home to be in Spain. I love Spain. 3, a freak of something. F, exactly. So he's a freak of sports, or we could say he's a workout freak. He's a gym freak because he doesn't do sports to be healthy, but he does sports because it's his obsession. And number 4, A, that's right. So a party animal is a person that really enjoys going to parties. I would say like 95% of the Spanish people that I've met are total party animals. And 5, E, a Mr. Fix-It. Okay, Javil Yodre 9, we'll see you soon. Yeah, no worries. So a Mr. Fix-It or Mrs. Fix-It is a person that really loves fixing or repairing stuff around home. Some household appliances, lights, that sort of thing. And 6, social butterfly. So it's a kind of person that really loves chatting and making new friends. So could you tell me what kind of person are you? Are you a party animal? Are you a social butterfly? Don't just tell me what you are, but also make a more, I would say, complex sentence. Say, for example, I am a couch potato because I spend hours watching Netflix. Or I used to be a social butterfly, but now I'm more reserved. So try to produce a sentence or two using one of these expressions. Is there only B2 class? For now, I'm creating a course for B2 students because the majority of my online students are B1, and I want them to take this big step into becoming more advanced. But once I've done my B2 course, I will work on the C1 course because that's another level I love working with. So this was the vocabulary unit of the lesson today. Now we're going to step into some grammar. I was thinking I could suggest that we talk a little bit about the present tenses because this is quite basic, and it's important that you feel really comfortable identifying 2 different tenses that are used to talk about the present. So any comments that you want to make about these 2 tenses? Do you feel comfortable using them? Is there something you don't understand? You can write it in the chat. For example, you could write a plus if you feel extremely comfortable, or you can write a minus or a 0 if this is something you want to look into and you would like me to solve some of your problems or doubts. Then let's just do a quick revision. Present simple is used when things happen regularly. For example, I go to the gym once a week. It could be regularly, occasionally, sometimes, from time to time, at times. Lots of adverbial expressions and adverbs are used to say that this is present simple. Permanent situations, for example, Madrid is the capital of Spain. This is present simple. The verb to be is used in the present simple. I wake up at 7 a.m. This is something that you do regularly. Yeah, this is a really good example. General truths, something about science, something about facts that don't change. For example, water boils at 50 degrees. Maybe that's not true. Maybe it boils at 100 degrees. I'm not sure. Describe plots of books or films. So there is this movie. It's about this and this. The main character goes shopping and she finds a friend. So when we describe the plot of something, we use present simple. We have an example. When water boils, it evaporates. It evaporates as a verb. And my city is hot all year long. Yeah, these are wonderful examples. I really appreciate that you're being active and producing some sentences. When we talk about habits, so when we talk about some activities that we do, I take a shower the first thing in the morning. I do exercise every morning, that's right. So present simple is pretty understandable. It's really easy. It's something that you study when you're starting to learn English. Present continuous can be a little bit tricky because in many languages present continuous does not exist. People usually live in the concept of describing everything in present simple. So continuous is used when you talk about something happening at the moment, right now, these days. For example, I am talking on Twitch now. You are taking notes. Temporary action. So for example, I normally work as a lawyer, but these days I am volunteering at hospital. So this is a temporary action. That's why it's really important to use present continuous there. For developing or changing situations, this could be a little bit tricky. I'm watching you live now. Yeah, this is a good example of present continuous. Developing, changing situations. For example, the sea level is slowly rising. It's something that we are witnessing. It's a change, right? Or a lot of people are getting infected with coronavirus. We cannot use present simple here. It would sound awkward. We're talking about a changing or developing situation. I hope that's clear. Somebody says, greetings from Foro, Peru. Oh, great, Peru. I usually watch a movie on Saturday mornings, but now I am attending your lesson. You see how I corrected you here? I usually watch a movie on Saturday mornings, but now I'm attending your lesson. Great. Now, this is something that students don't learn in lower levels, but it's something that is introduced at higher levels. You can use always in present continuous when you talk about things that you're critical of or you complain about. For example, my sister is always forgetting about my birthday. It's true, she forgets about my birthday on a regular basis, but if I want to show my disappointment or the fact that I'm irritated or annoyed, then I would use present continuous here. Or my students are never showing up on time. Just like always, you can use never to talk about things that you're critical of. Write an example in the chat box. Think about somebody that annoys you on a regular basis. Something like, my neighbor is always talking loudly. Somebody said, we're wearing masks in the COVID crisis. That's right, we're wearing masks. I will be able to attend your lessons if you continue streaming. This is a beautiful example in the first conditional. My dog is constantly crying because she wants to be with her mommy. Exactly. So you can say my dog constantly cries. That's just a fact. But the fact that you're saying my dog is constantly crying, that is probably irritating and annoying for the person. My neighbor is always playing loud music when I am in class. Wow, I would be really frustrated with a neighbor like this. I appreciate your effort in teaching us your knowledge. Great, it's a beautiful present simple sentence. Although I would say giving instead of teaching. Teaching us English or giving us your knowledge or sharing your knowledge with us. We do too. Sorry, Gofre Konata, I don't understand you. Maybe you wanted to say that my dog does that too. My dog is constantly biting because her teeth are hurting. So you wrote biting, but I think you wanted to say biting. Biting is written with one T. B-I-T-I-N-G. My girlfriend is having a nap at this moment, so I have enough time to attend your stream. Why isn't your girlfriend learning English? That's my question. That is a good sentence in present continuous, talking about the temporary or the present moment. My son is always disturbing me when I attend classes. So either when I attend a class or when I attend classes. All right. Now, when you study these two tenses, you always come across state verbs. What are they? What are state verbs? Also, I just realized that they're called stative verbs in some books. Any guesses in the chat? Verbs such as be, believe, think, need. Interesting. I agree with believe, but it's spelled differently. Believe, like this, believe. Think, that is a state verb. Need is a modal verb. I'm not getting the poll, I'm getting the fail, sorry. I believe. Okay, great. So it's my turn to reveal what state verbs are. They are really, really important. So they're usually categorized into these four groups: thoughts and opinions, feelings and emotions, senses and perceptions, possession and measurement. You've got about 30 seconds to read through all of these verbs. Let's just make sure that you understand what they mean. If you want, you can check in the dictionary, or you can ask me if there is a verb that you don't understand, because it's really important at this point that you know what they all mean so that we move further. You cannot use those verbs with a continuous tense, can you? This is right, exactly. You cannot use these verbs in present continuous. Now, we're going to put that into practice, because in my understanding, it's pointless to learn new grammar or to learn new vocabulary if you don't use it. That's why we're going to describe a couple of photos describing or using both tenses when appropriate. So write a couple of sentences in the chat box and I will read them out loud. So the question for you is, what do you see in the photo? Okay, we can see a woman wearing a red scarf. Exactly. Nice. People in a brainstorm meeting. This is a really good beginning of the sentence, but it's not a full sentence because we need a verb. So it should be something like, people are in a brainstorm meeting, or people in a brainstorm meeting are discussing new prices of the product. So it's not a complete sentence what you have written. Some friends are discussing something. So discuss something without a preposition. So we say talk about something or discuss something. There are 5 people talking about a project. Great. Yeah, you're using both tenses. What about this image? What do you see in this photo? It seems like they're having a good time. Very good. It would be more correct to add it. It seems like, or it seems as if they're having a good time. Sorry for cutting off, no worries. The mother and her daughter are playing under the rain. Very good. Or you could also say in the rain. Great. Any other ideas? Any other sentences? It was a pouring rain. There was pouring rain, or the rain was pouring at the moment when the photo was taken. It's passive voice. After the auxiliary be, was, were, you need to use the third form of the verb, so taken. And the verb take off is used to talk about airplanes that go into the air. When you remove your clothing, that is also take off. Or when your career takes off, that means that you get promoted, you succeed in your job. So that's why the photo was taken. They are spending. Great. So the word funny means humorous, comical. For example, oh, that movie was funny because it made me laugh. I would use the word fun in this case. They are having a fun time in the river. Or they're having a good time in the river. I'm old-fashioned. No worries. Good. Let's move on to the next picture. Describe this photo. What do you see? We can see Will Smith cooking some pizza with his family. Oh yes, that's a really good example. The family is preparing their breakfast. You use it's when you talk about things that don't have a soul, so about objects. The family is preparing their breakfast. So, any questions that you have about the content we have seen today? Because I'm slowly going to wrap up this streaming session. I guess they are preparing a barbecue pizza. Yeah. They are making an amazing meal together. Nice. That's true. It looks like barbecue on top. Nice. So, any questions that you have for me? How often are you going to stream? I suppose I'm going to stick to the schedule of Saturdays from 5 to 6 or from 5 to 7 Central European time, and I will do it one more time during the week, and I'm going to ask you guys what would be the best day. But I was thinking about Wednesday or Thursday, because these are the days when I don't have that much work. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to stick to twice a week. I think once a week. How will you give us a heads up so that we remember when you're going to stream? Yes, I do have a Telegram channel. I'm afraid I won't be able to share the link with you now, or maybe will I? 1 second. No, never mind. I'm going to. You've probably you found this link to the Twitch stream because you talked to me privately somewhere, either on Fora Coaches or on Instagram or on my email. So just get back to me and say, Dee, send me the Telegram link, okay? And I'm gonna do it to you. I'm gonna do it privately. Dee, we liked the quiz. Maybe creating polls in the chat will be a good idea. Yes, I will do my best to learn how to do polls. It wasn't nice for streaming. Thank you. Dear tutor, I really appreciate your time and consideration to teach learners. Okay, thank you so much for your time and lesson. All right, if you don't have any questions for me, then I'm going to end this stream in a few minutes. It was lovely to talk to you. Let me be honest, it's been an awkward experience because I don't see anybody. I only see your messages. I appreciate teaching on Zoom more than this, but I suppose it's a really good platform to use for content like this so that you learn new things, you also practice the new knowledge, and yeah, I'm going to keep you informed about some group conversation classes that I'll be organizing and so on. So good luck with your English, good luck with the journey of learning English and boosting it to a different level. It's admirable when people take it seriously and they want to improve. So yeah, that's true. We were at Talkative Chat. That's right. The more messages I see, the more support I feel. So if you are talkative, I appreciate it. Yeah, Iran is. That's true. So have a good start of the week. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Enjoy your time. Hopefully, there will be some sunny days. Here, where I live, it's rainy and I can't stand rain. Bye bye. See you.